concept came from my father trying to articulate the gospel to him. And he's older, he's in his 50s, super smart, but he's very postmodern, very have a millennial kind of mindset where, you know, my truth is my truth, your truth is your truth. And
he's basing it off years of study.
He's very studied, very well versed, has come to his own conclusions. He grew up with my grandmother, who's Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
And so he knows a little bit of stuff. He can hold a conversation.
Gotcha.
He can hold a conversation with you. Now he doesn't believe or subscribe to the things that I subscribe to, but he's again respectable of, hey, that's what you believe. This is what I believe. Yeah. And no, I think we can be cordial about it. If what I believe Scripture says, it's like it's a hard truth that I've got to deliver to my Father, you know, and not that I can force him to believe, but I can't just be like, all roads will lead to heaven, you know.
Right.
I can't do that, and so I got to continue to love him. But this one wasn't too philosophical, but I did talk about the fallacy of thinking, why truth is subjective. And usually what happens is if you ask someone, is truth subjective, or rather, is there an absolute truth? Because that's what I'm arguing, that truth is not subjective, truth is absolute. And so if I say is truth absolute and someone says no, they've already committed a fallacy.
Correct.
Because they've made an absolute statement that they're what? No absolute truths.
Right.
So there must be an absolute truth.
Yeah.
But if you say, I don't know, and I think this is where my father would be, he would say, I don't know if there's absolute truth. And that's more of the politically correct answer. But you still run into a problem that you can't ever call anything wrong, because everything is either a preference or opinion. And so if there is no absolute truth, you can't ever deem something wrong, because for something to be wrong, there has to be a standard of right.
Right.
And so when I come at truth, which we should have addressed, I'm not talking about truth in a historical sense.
Right.
I'm talking about truth in a moral and an ethical sense.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm coming at truth and just making the argument that truth cannot be subjective. It has to be absolute.
Right.
And so now what do we do after we say truth is absolute? And even before we get there, again, I kind of like say, go down that road of if we say truth is subjective, and I think I mentioned in the book that we've got so many people who have a subjective truth when it comes to individuals. I don't know because I might be missing one of the people groups, but we live in a society where one's truth is that their race is superior to another.
Right.
And so what? They treat minorities however they see fit. I say, we live in a world where one's truth is money over everything.
Right.
So what? We do anything to obtain it. Or we live in a world where one's truth is, I'm going to do whatever makes me happy. So what? We see people addicted to all types of things. So we've got people who have all these subjective truths, and because of that, they deal with however they want to deal with. And we look at it and we see what happens when we lead down that road.